My name's Rich Grabowski. I am the Democratic nominee for the position of selectman here in Griswold for the coming election on November 7th.
And I'm Tina Falk, candidate for first selectman for the town of Griswold, endorsed by the Democratic Town Committee. We are committed to easing stress on Griswold's children, family, and seniors by working hard to obtain development, grants, and fiscal responsibility.
We are the team that will restore unity in our community.
And most of all, don't forget to vote on November 7th.
Paid for by the Griswold Democratic Town Committee, Linda Cody, Treasurer.
Hi, this is Lisa Griffin of Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Do you use your debit card for everyday purchases? If so, find out how you can earn rewards for that activity with Kasasa Cashback checking from Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank. Why settle for a boring checking account when you can Kasasa? Check out our Kasasa Cashback checking and find out how easy it is to earn rewards. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, member FDIC. Do you Kasasa?
Hi, I'm Miranda Mahoney from Griswold Pride. Are you a current substance user or care about someone who is? We are losing more and more people every day. It's time we started using new ideas and resources to keep our loved ones alive. You can keep you or your loved one alive by never using alone, carrying Narcan, and using fentanyl testing strips. Griswold Pride and Matt's Mission are here to support all of you. Using harm reduction supplies can and will keep you alive. Contact us on our websites or social media, griswoldpride.org and mattsmission.net. Remember, you're not alone.
Buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns.
Are you tired of resetting passwords, getting locked out of websites, and listening to hold music for days? Do you really think 15 minutes is enough time to spend ensuring your biggest investments? The Burns Agency is here to help with in-person real-time customer care for all your insurance needs. Buy better with the Burns Agency for auto, home, business, and life.
Right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
And good morning, everybody. Hey, what's going on?
Good morning.
Look at this. We got Ryan Aubin here.
Hi.
Here, move that way just a little bit.
This way?
Yeah.
These are comfortable. These seats, these are nice.
Paul, go that way because I got like Ryan's arm in.
That's the nice.
Yeah, that's actually
nice.
Do that again.
I just randomly during the whole interview.
Oh my God! What a screenshot! It looks like you got a broken arm.
What's going on?
Do that like go right to his nose.
Sure. Well, you can do this, but it's not.
No, it's out of the shot.
There you go. Oh, okay. Now I can see myself.
Pull his teeth out.
Hello. You can pull my teeth out.
Oh
right.
my goodness. So let's start off first by talking about the Captain Obvious news of the morning.
Captain Obvious.
Yeah, well, there was a primary yesterday, Paul, in town.
Yep.
The Republican town primary. It was Wayne Mallon against Dana Bennett. Dana, of course, being the incumbent first select person, select woman, selectman, whatever the title is.
Right.
And Wayne Mallon was the endorsed candidate. And I'll tell you this, and I want you to make a comment on this if you can. At about 7:30, 7:40, right around there last night, we were streaming the youth football games from Griswold High School.
Yep.
Which there's a funny story about that, by the way. So I get a text. Over 300 votes. 313, I think was the number at that point. And I went, huh. And all I did is I texted back and I said, somebody's making a statement because this is Republicans only.
Correct.
And this was more than 10% of registered Republicans, which in a non-presidential election year, a lot.
Yeah, I think it was up close to 400. I think both numbers I thought it was a little over 400.
No, I'm talking about at that point.
At that point.
Yeah. So, and all I said, in the text back is, there's a statement made here, but we don't know what that statement is until about 8:15 or 8:20. So we found out, and that is that Wayne Mallon and Martin McKinney have won the primary and defeated Dana Bennett and Valerie Grills. So what does that mean? It means we are going to have a new first selectman in the town of Griswold.
No matter what.
We're going to have a new first selectman.
Yep.
I don't believe Dana Bennett is on the ballot at all now
I don't know.
because of the primary yesterday. I don't know if she can put herself in as a write-in candidate
I
or
don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know the rules.
That's something that we could ask our resident registrar of voters.
Yeah.
To see if they know the answer
Well,
to that question.
that's a decision she has to make. So we'll find out.
Right. We don't know.
We don't know.
So, but as it is right now, it's going to be Wayne Mallon against Tina Falk.
Yep.
And it's looking more and more and more.
Yep.
Like we're going to have a Republican, a Democrat, and an unaffiliated.
Could be.
Or,
yeah, Who knows?
unaffiliated. Yeah.
Who knows? We'll find out in November. We'll find out in November. So
we
now
talked about that. We talked about this 6 months ago.
Yeah.
About how that's a possibility, and that's probably a win-win for Griswold if you don't have any party line on the board of selectmen.
Right. That'd be good.
There's no party line. If that happens. So.
I picked a heck of a day to come in, huh?
Well, no. That's why I was trying not to bring you into the conversation because
when it comes to politics, I stay. Well, think about like the job I have. I can only give you my experience, so I can tell you. Besides Kevin Skolchak, Dana has been the most supportive of our department out of any selectman ever, and I've been here for 16 years. Phil was great too. Phil, that was a long time ago. I don't know if my memory remembers that well. I was also naive and new at that point. But yeah, so Dana's been great. It's tough when you live here because every person that ran, I like.
Yeah.
Like Martin's been a huge champion of us for years.
Yep.
For our events. Val was one of the most supportive Board of Finance members. If you look at our last vote we had, the last budget hearing, when they put on the table the full-time assistant, you can go back to that record. Am I in the screen?
No, you want to get closer to the microphone.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know what that meant. But Val was very supportive, and if you look at that vote, all the Republicans voted for it.
Right.
All the Democrats voted against it. And then I don't know Wayne very well. I know his wife. She's great. Board of Ed. Mm-hmm. She's been very supportive of us. So it's tough when you live here and then you see politics. It's tough to figure out which way to go, but good luck. It's not an easy job.
No, not an easy job at all.
I told Dana, I told Todd, I told Kevin and Phil, I don't know who would want this job because no matter what you do, you're a villain to some.
Yeah.
You're a hero to others. No matter if it's the best thing you want to do for the community that's in the best interest. I have people complain about events that are completely free, right? You're never going to win everybody over regardless what you do. So good luck to everybody who's running because I don't want that job ever. So, ever. So,
are you sure?
No one. You can't leave that office with everybody loving you. It's impossible.
No.
It's absolutely impossible. So
I absolutely agree.
Now we need to concentrate on November.
Yeah.
Who's the best candidate? That's what we have to look at.
Yep.
Stay away from the party lines and pick the right person.
Yeah. Which usually happens, right, in the local community. There's not really, if you look at a lot of the party lines are very blended in their thoughts anyways. I mean, this side of Connecticut, our thoughts are pretty much not similar, but in line in some ways. But, yeah. I can talk about Parks and Rec and youth services, though. I'm really
I think that's what we want to do. Yeah.
So.
It was funny because I was trying to keep Ryan out of the politics thing because of the business. And what did he do? He just jumped right in.
That's all right. I can only give my own feelings, I guess.
So. 333 voters, more than 10%.
So we figured that yesterday we counted like they'd be over 300.
I said 75.
Yeah, that was our guess yesterday. So
not mine.
We were pretty close.
I said 175.
Yeah, I said over 300. Somebody got
Yeah.
318 or something like that. So
Yeah,
we were
I think
close.
that was Leona, and I think
Yeah,
that means I
pretty
got to buy
close.
her lunch now.
Yeah, we were close.
I think I did say that if Leona, if we hit 318, or because I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
Yeah.
But I got to buy her lunch now.
Yeah, he didn't say you were taking it to lunch, though.
I love
He
Leona.
didn't say where.
I'm going to bring her a granola bar.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one.
Gonna get a glass of
Bon
water.
appetit!
She's gonna get a glass of water and a toothpick. Time of day.
Oh, I do owe her lunch. Brad goes, he goes, haha, guess I get to avoid the show. You owe her lunch.
Well, we'll worry about politics in the next couple of months.
Victoria, I am not from Griswold. Robinson Lewis says, congratulations to Wayne and the RTC. She's in Sterling. And great turnout. It was, she's right. It was a very good turnout. I did not expect it. Not that much. And like I said, statement, I think it's a statement.
Well, if you think
That's just my opinion, you
but it
know.
wasn't that far off.
What's
I think
that?
it was a difference, like 50 votes.
Yeah, but when you're talking 300 votes, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
but still not closer than. I mean, you would have thought it'd been 200 to 100.
I know where you're going with this, Paul.
I
'cause
just
you had
think it
said,
was-
I think it's going to be closer than you think.
I think it was a lot closer than people thought.
I thought I didn't think it was that close.
Well, you're
I
right.
don't know.
You're right to your opinion. So go right ahead.
I just hope the
I think
support
statistically, if it's like if there was 1,000 votes cast and there was a 50 vote difference, yeah, okay, fine. But at 333,
Yeah.
I don't think it.
Well,
In a
whatever.
50 vote difference, Ryan, you were going to say something.
it does, as long as the support stays the same. I'm happy because we're growing, and the Board of Finance saw in us that we can create more revenue, which our goal right now is just to cover $50,000 more in revenue just to cover the cost of the new assistant. So we go into the Board of Finance hearings with good news. That's kind of the goal every year. But again, they took a chance on us. But a lot of that is because of Dana. Dana's the first one to advocate for us in the selectman seat since Kevin, because Kevin really had to buy in to community events. So I just hope that keeps the momentum goes forward, because we don't want to be forgotten.
Don't cut yourself short, because you're the one that got the finance board to give you money. You yourself did it. So don't cut yourself short. That's what I'm saying, because
Thank you.
there's going to be a new commander in chief in town. Just don't cut
Yeah.
yourself short, because it's
Yeah,
you.
don't give the credit elsewhere. You're the one that busted your ass for it.
Well,
Right.
thank you. I appreciate that.
No, so just keep that in mind. Whoever comes in,
Yeah.
they see what you did. The finance board's not leaving. They're
Yeah.
still here. So,
Right.
so I wouldn't worry too much about it. I think a lot of people who are coming in realize what you've done. So
Well, appreciate that.
don't be
It means a lot.
concerned. So just keep in mind that
Thank you.
yourself that did it.
Thank you.
Daryl says, from the healthy computer.
Next to the dog groomer.
It's dog groomer this month.
Yeah. School Street, Jewett City.
Daryl's my hero, by the way. He's saved my butt to youth center many times.
Oh, he saved mine too.
Yes. Great guy. Go
He
there
is.
for all your PC, Mac needs.
He said right out, he said, you wouldn't have gotten it if you didn't deserve it.
Oh, thanks, Daryl.
There you go. So like I said, there you go.
Brad Walsh says, Ryan, you go above and beyond. You have put hard work into it. We recognize that and appreciate it. So we do thank you for tuning in today to the Ryan Aubin canonization process.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all that.
Let's see.
I do.
Let's see. Joe says, Ryan, thank you for being the all-knowing God, Lord, and Savior
Oh my God.
of Griswold. We understand that you are not of this world, and we appreciate all of your godliness.
Oh,
Wow. That's setting the bar pretty high, but thank
Yeah,
you.
I just made that up.
Oh,
Nobody
good.
wrote that,
Thanks,
So-
Joe.
Sabrina, good morning, Sabrina. She says, we stayed in town when buying a house last year because of Parks and Rec.
Oh,
Actually, she said Parks and Recs, R-E-X.
that's awesome.
So I'm thinking Parks and T-Rex.
We have a T-Rex
Dinosaurs.
program. No, thank you. That's awesome. That means a
She meant
lot
rec,
right
yeah.
there.
And how much our boys love the services and events. We appreciate all you do, Ryan.
Thank you.
Scott Fryer. There's not a town in this area who does more for the youth than Griswold. That's a direct reflection on Ryan's leadership. He is the advocate our kids need.
Thank you. Wow. And Scott's my hero too.
Oh my God, I gotta get on my knees and stop bowing.
Jesus.
Wow,
Wow.
I just want to talk about vampires. Ryan
is he's I don't know what happened, but he's starting to levitate.
Thank you. That's it. I'm hovering. It's just
Heard nothing but good things about Ryan, says Facebook user. Let's see. I'm just going down the comments. Carol Elnicki just said Saint Ryan. And Sabrina said, "Hey."
You can see this, Andrew Elnicki.
Yes.
You better frame all those.
Wow.
Sabrina said, "Hey, fast typing, no coffee yet." The Rex. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, there you go.
That means a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Long time. Nobody heard of us 16 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't mention the 17 marriage proposals that are in here.
I'm hooked. I'm waiting for my wife to pop up and be like, yeah. No.
Most of the marriage proposals are from guys. But
that's okay.
Doesn't matter.
That's okay.
How do we?
I love everybody. Whatever. So, but thank you. That does mean a lot. It's been a lot of work. So
tell us about the one of the things that you fought for a while was getting a full-time assistant into the youth center. And what is you got it? And tell us what that means to the youth center.
Well, I was in shock for a couple weeks and been like, oh, wow, everything I've been wanting to do for years is actually going to happen. So the idea of that position is to take everything we're doing now that's successful, offload it to that position so I can create all new things that have never happened before.
Yep.
So like I'll start off with the little things, right? It's taking events that I put together, but making them more encumbersome, like more things to do. Like Spooktopia, last year we went to a trunk or treat at the school, which was just a simple trunk or treat, no festival. But that's honestly because I was burnt out and I didn't really want to schedule a festival. I had a lot going on. I actually work 2 jobs. I'm a teacher at Three Rivers too. Mm-hmm. So I leave this job and I go there twice a week. And then I have a family, 3 kids and a wife that's amazing. So there's a lot going on in my life, but to say that. So that's why we did the trunk or treat, the little version. But now this year we're going to have a full festival because when the full-time person comes on, that takes one thing off my plate, which is direct,
So the full-time person has not come on yet.
No, the hiring was done. Monday was the 11th was Monday, right? It was at 2:00. We have the applications. We're going to set up interviews, and that'll be with the selectman and myself, and we're going to schedule that coming up. On the other side of that too, so the youth center itself, our staff, our teen staff, or people who are students that work there, we're hiring a few more spots for that too. That we'll be doing this week. We had a ton of applications for that, which is awesome. It means people want to be part of our team. So with that said, once we have more staff come online, October, whoever's on the wait list. So if you have a child that's 10 to 13 years old or turning 10 within the year, please join our wait list because in October, we're going to add more students on. We have to stay under a 50-person capacity, but we're going to add a few more on to get to that point. So if you're on the wait list, please don't give up. Like, we're going to keep trying. Our building's only so big, unfortunately. So other things that I always wanted to do that the full-timer is going to allow is right now, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, there's a homeschool group that uses the youth center. They had 20-something kids there yesterday just doing arts and crafts. So I always want to give an outlet to the homeschool groups because they're always fighting for space. And you have to think, these kids are going to have experiences, so I want to give them equal experiences too. So having the full-time person on, now I know somebody's going to be in that office all the time. Because in the morning, I run around, I have meetings. I try to schedule all my meetings before noon so I can be there, for these kids when they arrive later on. But now with a full-timer, I guarantee somebody will be there. So school groups are using it. So from 9 a.m. till 1, it's going to be used a lot more. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll see how it goes this year. Next year might be 5 days a week. And then after hours, it's going to start, 2:30, school lets out. We currently have our own bus for the youth center because we have so many kids now. We needed our own bus from the school, whose STA has been so supportive of us for years. So it's just it's a big group of kids. So now I have a full-timer that's going to be their key role beginning, everything. And then their second step of their role is going to be, we brought back a program that I had to stop doing a few years back because of my time, called the After School in the School program. This year we're going to be doing it with the high schoolers, because at the Board of Finance and Board of Selectmen meetings, I always mention there's a gap in services there. And we're considered a youth service borough, so our job is really to take a step back, like a town planner does. Take a step back. Where are all the gaps in services in the town that we can fill the gaps or fill the needs? And one of those was high school students that maybe aren't part of drama, maybe they're not athletic, part of sports.
So somewhere in between.
Yeah. So we're going to create programming for that demographic that really has nothing to do besides go play video games after school, because we don't have a teen center. We stop at 13 because honestly we can't handle the capacity. So we want to offer them something to do too. So working with Erin at the principal at the high school, who's amazing, and actually the whole administration for the Board of Ed have been hugely supportive of us for years. And then the Sunflower 6K that just happened gave us a donation of $2,000.
Who won the Sunflower 6K?
I'm not sure who won.
Doesn't matter.
So, they're very fast. They gave us $2,000 to put into this program that we're going to hire professionals in the field. So, like, we had a lady reach out who does sewing. We're going to teach the kids how to sew. Maybe chess clubs. We're thinking about doing slam poetry, working with Mr. Moore if they want to bring that
slam
back.
Poetry is popular. It's getting more and more popular.
Yeah,
so.
And that's
I like
thing.
it. It's fun.
So the person in that field, that job, really should know the community in and out and make this connections. Yep. So we talk about fit clubs, so fitness clubs for kids who just want to learn how to exercise properly. I teach strength and training at Three Rivers, so like having somebody come in and do that. It's something I always want to do, but I don't have time to do it. Right. So hire somebody that can do it for us. So we just want to do this whole big thing for high schoolers, that if you're not maybe the athletic, the sporty type, that you have somewhere to go, like people to be with. And then the new thing this year is, I know you hate that term. Remember low-hanging fruit?
Yes.
I said at a rec commission meeting before, and it always stuck with me. But low-hanging fruit is the 5K. We made the Hopeville 5K that's coming up September 24th. That it's sold like the first wave, but if you still want to jump into it, it's only $10 now. You don't get the shirt, you don't get the free ice cream, you don't get the medal, because we had to customize and order all that stuff. But you can still jump in, especially you get a bib, you get timing. So if you're part of the 169 group, or you're trying to,
which is Run 169.
It's a massive group with hundreds and hundreds of races to choose from, and we're on that list. But you can still join for $10. So that's a thing. That's an event I always wanted to do, because another promise I made to the town is I want to offer programming for adults. So, that's just not limited to kids anymore.
Right.
So that was the easiest to set up, because Melissa Wooten, who is one of the most amazing people in the world, helped me do this, because she actually ran this same exact setup at Hopeville years ago. And then Sharon, who actually lives in town, but she's a rec assistant in another town, is doing our timing. Jay Rainier has been a huge support. I have been picking that guy's brain for a month or so. So everything's lining up. It's going to be a really great day. So that's a new program, just because I'm trying to check off the boxes on all these promises I made. And the new thing that is going to take the most...
I think he's running for first selectman or something.
What's that? No, thank you.
I can't promises.
I can't do all this if I was first like. So, the other thing is a 30. So we're starting the age 30 plus wreckers, which is going to be different types of sports like soccer. We're thinking about different leagues, but right now, based on community voting on social media, basketball is the biggie, and slow pitch softball was the biggie. So we're going to focus on things like that, working with other towns, of course.
Sure.
And, trying to get that up and running. So, and Spooktopia is going to be back the 20th of October.
Before we let's I'm trying to look at the flyers here.
Mhm.
I have one here. Now, is the Vampires part of Spooktopia? Officially, or
which one? The Vampire Walk?
the Vampire Walk. Here, let me put this up on.
Oh, let me mute
That's
you.
all right.
There you go.
Let me put this up on the screen here. If you haven't seen this event yet, I'm still learning on this thing. Here we go. This is the Vampire Walk that is up on the screen right now. That Ryan hopefully will start talking about, because it's just really cool.
So another reason why we can start doing these things is because the full-time assistant took other things off my hands, which will be coming up soon, like basketball enrollment. We'll be going through that person. So with my time, I'm trying to create new programming. So Spooktopia is a huge festival the day before this, the 20th. Trunk or Treat, please sign up to be in Trunk or Treat. It's amazing. We only have 80 spots, but businesses are really welcome to come. It's a great way to promote yourself community-wide. We also have Just the Right Moves coming to do entertaining show, like the kids are come dance. So it's a great festival. But the next day this is new. It's the Vampire Walk. So Tom actually is an author that did this book on vampires that was very interesting. So I actually reached out to him and said, would you be interested to come and actually do this in our town because of our history? And he loved the idea. And he's going to come down, and I heard somebody's live streaming it. This is your cue.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So, we'll figure out
I
how
heard
live
that
stream.
too.
What are you doing the 21st? No.
That's what I heard.
The idea is to bring in people. It's free. And with this setup, I'm also talked to Mark Simmons in Plainfield, because they're doing similar type program.
Now, Mark is the Parks and Rec. He's the Ryan Aubin of Plainfield.
Yeah, yep.
There we go.
He's got a better beard though, but he's
his wife
is my eye doctor.
Right, but she's in town. Just kind of connect the dots here.
Yeah.
Tina Simmons from Grizzled Eye Care.
Yep.
Anyway, okay.
Yep, lovely place to go. So working with them, I just wanted to pick a date. They're not doing anything, and then we're going to cross promote. So promote this together, because it's kind of the same demographic we're looking for. People are interested in history. I reached out to Aaron at the school to send it to the history teachers, or that group, social studies, and try to share this to get students there. But it's really interesting. So it kind of goes back to many conversations we had here of, you're trying to bring in economic development.
Yeah.
You're trying to cause reasons for people to come here, and look at Salem, and they have the witches.
We talked about this, remember? And I told you, I said Salem was just a little town.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, now. I know. We have the same marketability here.
Yeah, we do.
If not more.
And you have the bars and the stores, everybody in Main Street. There's a lot of community-minded business owners here. In the past, they've had business groups, but the failures of those groups is you're asking a lot of them, like going to a meeting. That by itself is hard to do if you're a business owner. So what I'm trying to figure out how to do is bring everybody together in the simplest way to promote them. So that's why that vampire thing I sent you came out, and I sent to the economic development as well, because I really think if you could build momentum, you have the sunflowers, but if you had a fall type program wrapped around the vampires, which you've said a million times, I just put art with it. I took your idea and I put a graphic with it. And just, I don't know why people don't wrap around this, because if you're trying to bring people in, at least for 30 days out of the year, 1 month, I don't know why you wouldn't jump on this.
This is something that I don't know. Ryan and I were talking about, Paul. I think you and I have talked about it too. That is just we have that marketability here. I mean, Griswold has easy on, easy off. Come through town. It's a lot easier to get to Jewett City than it would be to get to Salem.
Imagine bringing a family here and you're going to go visit Foxwoods, and you have family and you're bored after the first couple. What are we going to do? Well, Jewett City has this vampire thing going on. Like, how do you not pull from that catchment? And
right.
So that's the idea. And again, this is something, the vampire thing that I made. It's not this graphic, but I'm going to send it out to businesses and hopefully encourage them to, one, buy into the vampire theme, but also decorate accordingly, send us pictures. We'll promote it through all social media and kind of bring the community together for the whole 1 month.
So what you're saying is you're going to make Jewett City like the vampire area. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, trying to bring notoriety to our unique history that nobody
the
really
vampire
has.
stuff in Jewett City has been nationwide.
Yeah,
I believe.
I know. And Ryan will tell you, we've had him and I have had many conversations about capitalizing on the vampires and those stories in this town.
Yeah.
It could be something that it would bring people to Jewett City. Now, what if we've talked? I know all three of us have mentioned this at one time. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do people come to Jewett City for that they can't get anywhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's nothing.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing. And this has got nothing to do with the people that run the town or the borough or anything like that.
It's been
there's nothing here
for decades.
Right.
Yeah. It's not one person that has done this. It's just the idea is you have all these great businesses like Charlene's and Dean's Corner and great places to go that I know about because I live here. But how do we share that with the rest of the Connecticut?
And then you have to get more buy-in from other business owners, or otherwise it looks like someone with alopecia.
Right. And like we did a crawl last year.
That's a bad analogy.
That was a bad analogy. I'll digress. So last year we did the vampire bar crawl. I reached out to the bars and they said, yeah, we had people come through dressed as vampires. So there's a need there. There's a need for things to do. And if we can put everybody on the same page, have businesses involved, not expect money from them, but have them just inherently involved by having their staff maybe dress up like vampires and then promote that. It takes a couple years to transition, but you have communities wrapped up.
Did I not come to you and say we should have a night where people just dress up as a vampire?
Right.
Different styles of vampires.
Well, how do you know how to dress up like a vampire?
You look it up.
What do you wear?
It could be anything.
This is an AI generator I use for this graphic. So that's what a vampire is.
But look at like Interview with a Vampire, Tom Cruise, right? Totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
Look at Bela Lugosi, totally different.
Yeah.
Right? There's just a whole bunch of different types of vampires out there. Look at the movie the show True Blood.
Yeah.
They look like regular people with fangs.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. It's just an open concept that.
Well, we talked about just having people walk around and not saying anything and just handing out a flyer.
Right.
And just handing out a flyer.
Yeah.
We were going to do it during COVID.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But we were told no.
Yeah. Well, it's different.
So, but it was a different time. So,
you can. So the idea and the thing is, this may.
Let me bring one more thing up, and this is a comment. Dave Polino, who's a friend of mine, and he's out in Hamden, and he does a lot of planning and events with Special Olympics.
Oh, nice.
That's what he does.
That's awesome.
And they said you should have a Halloween vampire parade. Could even be a nighttime parade. Nothing like that in the state.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yep.
This is something, and I've been saying it for a long time, man. You and I have been talking about it.
Yep.
This is something that could put Jewett City on the map.
Yeah.
Especially if it's. Imagine the TV coverage.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to ask TV coverage.
there's campgrounds in the community.
You ask for it.
They'll come.
People come and stay during certain periods of time because of Youthtopia.
Yes.
Like they used to come here knowing, the Youthtopia festival is going on. We'll just go, we have a campground. We'll just go there. From Hopeville, they told me that there's people that would book at Hopeville in order to come to, this is years ago before COVID, when it was massive, our Spooktopia event. So that's where I'm trying to figure out, like, what the disconnect. And again, people may sit back, because when I started here, I was 24, okay? I was one of the youngest directors in the state. I was probably the youngest employee by like 30 years.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm 40. I'm 40 now. I'm over the hill. But
you know how old Paul was when you were born? 40.
40?
See?
Nice.
This is
you
a
look
correlation
great.
here to the
You look
number.
great.
So
You look great.
guess how old Paul is now.
But people thought I was crazy for I remember going to the school, and Glenn Labossiere was the athletic director at the time. And I'm trying to grow the Parks and Rec department. He was the only one that didn't think I was crazy. He's the only one that saw that. So he's the one that allowed us to use the high school, which grew our programs. So and the people, it's funny, John Felice from Boundaries, the first time I ever met him, I was like, I'm the Park and Rec director. He's like, we have a Park and Rec director? This is where we started at. And John is the most knowledgeable person in this town. And he's supported us from that day forward forever. So this may sound crazy, but you have to be a little bit crazy, because what's happening and working, what's doing right now is not working. It's stale. Everything's stale. Things come and go. You have to have momentum behind it. Yep. But having this full-time assistant allows me time now to start focusing on developing our relationships even more with business. We won awards for it in the past through the Chamber of Commerce, and Angela is one of my favorites too. She's helping me promote this. But now I have not the time during the day to actually focus in how do we bring the community together. And I really think those on EDC, and I would love to go to the meetings there during the time I teach. Maybe I'll send a letter or whatever. But just to get encouragement of people in the community to support the momentum that we have for the Sunflowers. The 6K race, 600 something runners. That's massive. Buttonwood, so supportive of everything we do. They give ice cream to all those runners for free.
That's a lot of ice cream.
That's a lot of
Put it into perspective.
Right.
600 ice cream cones. How many gallons of ice cream is that?
Think about it. And that's one day. It's a few hours.
They're just giving it away.
Yeah. So
and people are ruining their area because they're just trampling over everything.
Yeah.
And then they fix it and they don't complain.
No, they don't. And they're a very giving family.
Yep.
So the Sunflowers, keep it. We need to keep that. Yes, Sunflower, what was it? Capital of Sunflower in the state or whatever, our title for, which is great.
Sunflower capital of New England.
That's right. If you look at the sign, it's a sign out by Buttonwoods.
Nice.
Brand new sign that says "Welcome to Griswold."
And I know there's a bunch more that are going to go up eventually too.
Yeah, they got a place to find them.
Yeah, which is great. That's going to get done, but that's only a few months out of the year. Let's focus on another month.
Yeah, you probably should put a lot of college towns put up props. I know driving through Georgia. Yep. College town, they got the bulldogs all over the freaking streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Decorated in different things. Maybe with this vampire thing, maybe you can put some props up downtown. Look, vampire props.
I love that, and that's a great idea.
Just put them around town so people driving through. What the hell was that?
Why is there a vampire?
I mean, somebody could make some props.
I don't know.
A couple mannequins or something.
I just seen the silhouette of a vampire driving down Main Street in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That'll be memorable. Yeah. But
Larry says we should be the vampire capital of New England.
Nice. I like it.
And Brad, this is boy, dude, you have no idea how much we think alike. You'll hear it. Ready? Brad says, and I'm going to read it first because I don't think it'll fit on the screen. Okay, because that's the problem across the board. We have this generational gap.
Mm-hmm.
The oldies and newbies. How many times have I said old money and new money?
Yeah,
Paul. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We need to break the old generation mentality. That's what the town needs to ask themselves. Comes when we talk about economic growth. Time to move forward, Griswold forward.
Yeah. No, I mean, and again, if you take a step back, look at other like North Conway. North Conway's tourism is wrapped around a train.
Yeah.
It's a train in a really nice playground. So like if you took like the triangle, this is Triangle over here. Sorry if I'm going to say Wireline.
That's Wireline.
Wireline.
Yeah.
I know Triangle's in development. I hope they do something with it. Tiny houses, great. Go. It's more, whatever they do, it's wonderful. A nice water boardwalk there that with businesses would be amazing. But things like that, it's just you have to think outside the box. But over at Wirewind, if they took some of that land and you dedicated some of that land, maybe the town takes it over and put a huge community adapted playground for special needs children. Put that there and then sell your spots for businesses around it. Businesses wrap around things that are attractive year round. So if you put a cover over a playground, at least 10 months out of the year, you'll be able to use it, and then you have a steady tourism right in. And then people are just looking for something to do, like at Owen Bell Park. I'm not saying put another splash pad because River Church has a really great splash pad.
And they let everybody in the community use it.
It's so giving, and why are we going to duplicate things that we already have? So it's just having a different way of looking at things. If you look at Atlantic City, there's the Showboat, which is this huge casino, went out of business. They sold it to another developer. What did they put? They put real life Mario Kart racetracks in the first 2 floors. And that by itself made enough income to actually rehab the whole building. And now they're doing it's a family center. So I think we need to start taking a step back and focusing on the whole family. And depending if you own property in town, just even to think in that way would really change the town by itself, because the borough is such it's a diamond in a rough here. You have to just figure out how to make it work. So
here's an idea.
Yep.
And this is something that I think could raise money.
Mm-hmm.
The Slater Mill Mall.
Yep.
There's one spot. Remember where the restaurant used to be? If you're looking at it straight on, they had Frenchies. It was
top
Frenchies.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of looking, you walk in, you go to the right, you got Frenchies, or where Frenchies used to be.
Yep.
But instead, there's a door right in front, and there's a spot there. It's got 6,000 square feet.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool would that be to do a haunted house there?
That'd be amazing. Even if it's like the one in it's not Lisbon. It's they own this building over here. I forget what the company's name is. It's that haunted house that's open a few months a year.
In Baltic?
Yeah, that must
Haunted
be.
Mansion or something? I don't know.
Yeah. It's closed all year. It just opens. It's like a spirit Halloween. It only opens for the season.
Right.
Who would to stop anybody from using that, creating an indoor environment, charging for it, and then for the rest of the year use it for something else?
Yeah.
Inflatable indoor park.
Haunted Manor.
Amazing. Haunted Manor, yes.
Is it 6,000 square feet?
Yes.
It's huge.
Indoor.
Absolutely massive.
Yeah.
So it's just, you have to think differently, and I don't have any money,
Dark
so I
Manor.
can't build anything. But,
So I'm thinking about like how Larry Gear,
yeah,
Al's brother,
yeah, it's amazing. His haunted trail,
Mr. Jewett City Emeritus,
Yes.
Al Gear,
married.
Emeritus, because he lives in Lisbon now. So, but you imagine, Larry did this haunted house for years.
Yeah,
on his property, and people came to it.
Mm-hmm.
There were hundreds of people that would
look forward to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And they got rid of all their stuff. They don't do it anymore. He was done with it.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know why we can't do that. Why? Wait. All right. Here's my idea.
Yeah.
All right. Get businesses involved. Have them pay for a little spot,
Mm-hmm.
and then create their own area to scare the living bejesus out of people.
That'd be cool.
And then different people can go ahead and different businesses, they can have different size,
Mm-hmm.
different things.
Yeah. I mean, you could do indoor.
There's no heat in there.
No heat. Well,
No, there's no heat in
That's
there.
okay.
But it's 6,000 square feet.
I mean, Gears didn't have heat either, right? It was
I know it was
outdoors.
outside. Yeah.
People loved it.
People went anyway.
Yeah. No, it's a
And there's
great
parking.
idea. And that's what it takes, is that you need somebody who's creative, and I don't know. That's why on the business side, because if you look back, we did this thing called the Unplug 06351, where we worked with 20 something businesses and restaurants that for one day, for like 4 hours, they offered something for free. And we had hundreds of families drive around. And it was just businesses come together. And it was so simple to do. And I'm like, this can be, it's hard to get businesses to attend a monthly meeting. They die out, they wither out. Because if you don't have exciting things to keep people entertained, there's better things to do, right? So why don't we figure out something so simple like this, that maybe for the first year, all the businesses come together, do something in their own. I like the vampire idea. Everybody purchase something on the outside of their building to show they support the vampires. And then they send us the pictures. The easiest thing to do is click a picture, right?
Right.
So send it to us. We'll add it to our promotions. We'll add it to our timing features on our social media. Yeah. So it comes out in different sporadic times, like 5 o'clock on, a Friday night where people are less busy and they're on their cell phones, like timing, things like that, and then work from that way up. But again, Parks and Rec can be so supportive of a town. I just think I need to encourage that more. And now that I have a full-time assistant, I have time to give reason for people to encourage that by showing it through proof, by doing them and actually making the events.
Larry says the St. Mary's School building would be a great location for a 3-level haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They have asbestos though, right?
Yeah, that would be.
I would think that new person probably would.
Yeah,
danger.
I think he's right. I mean, it would be really cool because you could go up, start the third, and then kind of like snake your way down through the 3 floors.
What's unsafe with it too?
And we don't know.
Don't know.
That's the thing. But
plus
the thing
liability.
and the only reason, exactly. The only reason why I thought about Slater Mill is because they've been there, and
honestly, the owners may give it to you for free because you're encouraging.
They might
foot traffic. But if you look at Rhode Island, there's a number of mills that have been converted to pizza places. Hundreds of locally owned small shops that have changed towns off of one building. Why don't they do that here with this mill?
We can't.
Well, the owner needs to buy in more.
Well, the owner's got to play ball.
Yeah,
is what's going to happen. But the only thing that bothers me about that mill is that all they care about is the flea market.
Yeah.
And there are businesses in there that are trying to remain or be sustained.
Yeah. They have that gym is amazing. Yeah. Any level of strength training, it's amazing. You have Grizzle Nutrition has the best shakes you can find in this region.
All his shakes bring the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, they leave the gym and they go in there.
And it's great.
All the shakes bring the boom to the yard.
You need to think the connection.
Darn right, they're better than yours, man. Darn right, they're better than yours.
And that's the thing. That's what makes people great successes at businesses. They're connecting the dots. If you're in a gym, you obviously love protein. Why not put a shop next to it? Like at 3 Rivers, I teach there, so I go by every day. They put in a car wash. What do young first college students love doing? Spending money in their cars. No, I wish. Spending money in their cars, cleaning their cars. Yep. So they put this massive thing there that causes a roadblock every time I go by because everybody's going in and out of it. So you just have to be creative, and you have wide open spaces here that you can take and you can create something out of them. But you need to give a reason for people to come there all season long, and recreation and leisure is what you should focus on for that buy-in.
Yeah. I think the problem with the Slater Mill Mall is why a lot of people probably don't go there is its appearance.
Yeah.
It's not the most attractive building to go into. So, a lot of people are going to stay away from it.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of good things in there besides the flea market.
Sure. There's a lot of great stores. Gibson Music.
Yeah, when people think of flea market, but they don't realize that there are other businesses in there.
Yeah.
So I think if they fixed up the outside a little bit so it's more presentable, I think a lot of people would go there.
My daughter did guitar lessons at Gibson's. She loved it. And that's the thing. How do you bring people in? And people have been in there and they've tried. They've tried doing little events inside just to encourage foot traffic. Yeah. But you have to figure out.
You talk about a 6,000 foot area. Why don't they put indoor pickleball?
Pickleball is massive.
I mean, a lot of malls now that are being abandoned.
Yep.
They're making them inside pickleball courts.
Yeah. If you honestly, and then that's the thing, like Lisbon has a great pickleball program because they have a field. Here in town, we don't.
You don't.
You go to Florida, you go past their pickleball 12 o'clock, midnight, they're still out there playing pickleball under the lights.
Yeah.
It's, again, that's maybe a different demographic, but I think it's not that far away from what we have here.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think it would go well with inside because now you can do it.
Who's going to invest the money? That's the thing.
Well, that's
who's
the
going to
problem.
invest the money to put in a pickleball court?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea, and I'm not trying to
Yeah, I know.
it, but
yeah.
imagine. And I go back to the Slater Mill Mall because there's a ton of space there.
Yeah.
Well,
There is
that's
a ton
where it
of
should be.
space.
Absolutely.
Right.
To 6,000 feet. We're up.
Well, no, that's at one place. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the whole. I'm not talking about the whole building. I'm talking about this one unit.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like 6,000 square feet.
Yeah. I don't know how many square feet are in a pickleball court. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
No,
but
the same as
still.
tennis.
But still, if they did, how much is it going to cost to actually put in a pickleball court?
Not much.
I really,
Then you do it. Not much. You say not much.
I know in the maybe the school in their long extended plans, like they have a tennis court that's been shut down forever. That's ideally a perfect pickleball court. that
Brad
you
just
actually-
says we have a rotting tennis court. at
Oh,
the high school.
sorry, Brett. I read your mind. Sorry, buddy. So,
He's
but,
an oracle, Ryan Aubin. is.
Oracle.
Not only
I got-
is he a godly figure in Grizzle, he's an oracle.
but yeah, I mean that would be very easy to convert.
I think pickleball has become more popular than tennis.
Yeah, tennis.
It has. I
And
think so.
why? Think about the mindset of how everything's changed. Pickleball's quicker, closer.
Yeah.
Whereas tennis is more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can play pickleball and hold a martini. You're good.
yeah. So that's a fundraiser. Right there.
Use the Velvet Mill in Stonington as an example.
Yep.
Larry says, that's fantastic example of a retrofit that has made a destination for a bunch of small businesses.
Yeah. Yes. I've heard a lot about the Velvet Mill, local businesses. Just the opening. Well, you have to be welcoming and supportive, and not collect money and be like, okay, you're on your own. You have to be continually supportive by adding programming.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the other thing, if Heritage Village comes in and the YMCA goes in there,
and I'm praying for
that'll
that.
help your program out. You're
Yeah.
able to use some of their facilities, I would think.
That and YMCA set the bar on so many programs
Yeah.
that town level, like where we're funded now, which would never compete. So it helps. And again, people may say, oh, that's a bad thing for a rec department. No, it takes your assets. And now you're doing things that a YMCA can't do.
Yep.
And there's things we can do, like community outreaches that YMCAs don't do.
Right.
They're contractual, programs at YMCAs.
Yeah, I'm sure that they would work with you.
Oh God, and
Yeah.
but Jeff has been a very
Yeah.
huge supporter of us, and I've been on every meeting I can, with them, and I really hope that comes through because I think, as a person that drives to Putnam at 5 a.m. every morning to go to the gym, because that's the only way I
want to
can
be
go.
remote somewhere.
I want to, I just, I do my thing.
Nobody knows me.
2 hours, I come back, I go to work. But like to have something like that here that now my kids can use.
Yep, absolutely.
And there's a demographic there. It fits all demographics because I have a hardship tuition there. So if you can't afford it, they'll make it work for you.
Yep.
So it's a win-win for everybody, including other towns around us, because now you have aquatics, you have pools, you have leagues that you can never offer without them.
Right.
And our athletic director and our school would love to have that here because now you take Grizzle to a whole new level, an NFA type level that now we offer quadrupling, swimming, different events, that you can travel around the state. And it's just, and look at it from a standpoint of a kid. There's a kid that's a swimmer that doesn't do basketball, doesn't do football, doesn't do cheer, does swimming. Where do they go? They go to Putnam. Or they go to Mystic to the other YMCAs.
Right.
Right here would be amazing. And you have that group that really deserve it at this point. So I hope it happens. So.
Mary Beth Mellon, hello. She goes, the cost of the rotting tennis court to fix it is almost $1 million. So now let's talk about your pickleball court, where Paul says not much.
Well, I
Maybe.
I don't know what the difference between the base for a pickleball court versus.
Yeah, I thought they'd retrofit it.
I don't know what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I
I think
don't
they would
know.
retrofit. But again, that's why you hire the people.
somebody to invest in it. It's,
Mhm.
trouble is, like I said, I think Slater Mall, I think what keep people away is its appearance.
Yeah.
I think that it's just, if it was cleaned up.
But it
around-
looks just scary enough for a haunted house.
I mean,
Well,
ambiance walking in.
probably for that, but I
Yeah.
just think that's why a lot of people.
It's
don't
too
go
early,
there.
too late to do it this year.
Right.
Oh, of
another
course.
thing too is basketball courts. We don't have any great outdoor basketball courts. So I have 2 full basketball systems we raised over donations of years that are sitting at Public Works, that if they were like that tennis court, if they would convert that into a basketball court, something that we don't have, I would let them have those. It's $8,000 basketball systems. It took 4 years to raise money for it, and they're sitting there because we wanted to build something by the skate park. There's just not enough room. That court. That's why it's a half court. There's not enough room it's everybody works together, which is great, but it's just you have to have that momentum going forward. And I'm so happy they have a turf field. I know not everybody's going to like me saying that, but from a kid standpoint,
I like it.
I mean, that day, think about those kids standing in that court. They probably didn't get it, but the parents sitting behind them saying, "Do you know what we had? Look at what you have." Like that. It's great. I'm glad to see that happened. And the fireworks.
You always want your kids to have better than you, right?
Exactly.
I went to the old Grizzle High School, which is the middle school now.
Yep.
Which the football field is now the soccer, or was the soccer practice field, whatever it is now.
Yep, that's right.
And it was a decent field and everything, but now look.
Right.
Look at it now.
And you have there's a reason, like our basketball program, so it's so popular. Is now it's the motto of it is training future Wolverines. Everything we do is in lockstep with the athletic director in the school on how to make their program better and stronger. But we're offering the opportunity, and they offer the next step when they get to that point. And if you look at the last year's team, the Strain triplets, a lot of those players in that team were all part of our rec league. And they stayed together as a group, and look what happened. And their family is wonderful, by the way. But
tell you what, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute and finish up with Ryan Aubin right here on SNSN.
Family Motors has arrived. They're your local auto super center. Put some excitement in your day and rent a Polaris Slingshot from Strain Family Motors, adjacent to the Green Onion Restaurant on River Road. Check out Strain Family Motors Super Center on Facebook, as well as strainfamilymotors.com for everything sales, service, and excitement. River Road, Lisbon, Strain Family Motors, your local auto super center.
With a fast pay or easy pay refinance mortgage from Jewett City Savings Bank, you may be able to lower your rate or shorten your term, saving you money over the life of your loan. To give your current mortgage a refresh, stop by your nearest branch or visit us at jcsbank.com to apply online. We make that fast and easy too. Jewett City Savings Bank, your life, your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns.
Are you tired of resetting passwords, getting locked out of websites, and listening to hold music for days? Do you really think 15 minutes is enough time to spend insuring your biggest investments? The Burns Agency is here to help with in-person real-time customer care for all your insurance needs. Buy better with the Burns Agency for auto, home, business, and life.
Right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
All right, welcome back, everybody, here to SNSN. Mike and Paul, and along with Ryan Aubin, Director of Youth and Family Services here in the town of Griswold. We're talking about a whole bunch of things, including, Halloween is just around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a way that I know, and I want to get this on the screen, because if I don't, hold with me. Hold with me.
While you're doing that, can I give a shout out to Jacob's Run?
Do it.
So thank you to Sorrells, all the riders. There's a lot of riders. They spent the whole day in the rain riding around for Jacob's Run. They donated $2,500 to our department. We're working on something that I will announce once it's confirmed. but we're going to put that money to good use with the intentions of what they're trying to do through the run in mind. But thank you, Bert, Christy, all the runners, and Carol, whose husband's right here, is on our rec commission too, and just a bunch of great people and very supportive of what we do, and we're very supportive of them. And they have great pizza too, which is great. So, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about calling all businesses. We want to promote you, says Ryan Aubin, and director of Youth and Family Services. October is Jewett City Vampire Month. Talk to us.
All right, so this is what we're just talking about. How do we get businesses involved to promote themselves, which is what we want to do, but kind of find unity in one theme. So we're looking for the vampires and Halloween in general. So there's a couple ways you can be part of this, be part of Spooktopia, help us promote the Vampire Walk. But more importantly, in your business, we would love you to promote vampires in some way, and maybe put the right here, that did you know, that's from Wikipedia. So I mean, it's something you can look up, really simple, but put out the history. Try to educate the community on this history of the Ray family, because it's unbelievable. This is in our backyard. I mean, how they found this by digging up the sand lot or whatever, and the grave fell out, and it's just an amazing history that when you come the 21st, you'll learn more about. But for businesses, we're trying to get everybody on the same page. So yeah, we'll promote you, but this is kind of like our stepping stone into something bigger. That if this works and we have enough buy-in from communities and our businesses, why don't we make this a branding thing for the town?
Absolutely.
Let's brand the town that every month you expect when you go through Jewett City, you're going to see vampires, right? And then bringing back maybe next year the vampire bar crawl that we had last year, or if something you want to do now, if you have a bar in town, let me know and we can create that event again. It was very simple to do. So again, that's the idea. It's momentum based. If we don't have buy-in from community, we're going to try again, but it's not going to be
a big thing.
Yeah,
you need the buy-in from the community, and that can be hard.
Yep,
it's hard here.
It is. Oh God, yeah, and you live by your sponsors, right? And
absolutely,
that's having that buy-in from businesses. Like the banks have always supported us.
Yep.
I did a whole list on Facebook of all the businesses that support us. So I'm very grateful for them. If you look at youth basketball, we have many, I think it was like 60 something sponsors last year. Not just in town, but the idea is it's something simple you can do, decorating or wearing a costume and then taking a photo and sending it to us, and we'll promote your business behind it. So it's kind of like a win-win.
Did they ever do a documentary on these vampires? Is there a documentary?
There's a few.
Huh?
Fox. Tom said he's on the Fox Fox Nation's app has a documentary that he's in it.
Because, maybe what you could do is get a hold of that documentary while you're having people walk downtown, have a place where they can go in and watch the documentary on the vampires in town.
That's true.
Which gives them the history of...
we could run that Spooktopia.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I mean, we can do that inside.
Yeah.
Can you come back another time before Halloween?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Wednesdays are best.
Okay.
Just because it's the middle of the week. So whatever crises I had in the beginning of the week are hopefully
taken care of,
fixed. And I haven't had my new ones yet. So,
all right. So next, our show tomorrow, we are going to have somebody on, which I think you're very familiar with, Ryan. Young lady by the name of Dhruvya Patel.
Oh, yes.
So Dhruvy's going to be on. She
what a great family.
Is a pageant winner.
Yep.
In Miss Rhode Island World or
Miss Rhode Island World. She came to summer camp.
I know.
And spent time with us, hand out all these goodies. Great person. Great mom. Great family.
So Dhruvy's going to be on tomorrow morning and she's going to give us a little insight of what she's doing. What she's done as far as pageantry and she's involved with a lot of nonprofits and makes a lot of donations and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll
awesome.
talk to Dhruvy tomorrow right here on SNSN. So Ryan, thank you very much. Appreciate you for coming on in.
Thank you.
And hopefully we will go ahead and continue this.
Absolutely.
You know, right on through Halloween. Because I think
Dress up
Halloween. I think there's a lot to be.
There's a lot
to be promoted there.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
All right, guys. Thank you very much for everyone. We will see you real soon. See you tomorrow. Once again, always thank you to Ryan Aubin for being part of the show. So have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on SN.
Bye.